Breaking news, my country people. Nothing wey we no go see for dis country. Na wow! President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have urged the US court to hide his Chicago University records to prevent Nigerian bloggers from tarnishing his image. Guys, this is what the Nigerian president has told the US court recently. He has urged them to hide his records so the Nigerian bloggers won't, get their hands on it. And this is coming after Atiku Abubakar questioned Tinubu's, academic records, where he said Tinubu had no primary and secondary school education, yet he has a university degree. How was it possible that this man, who didn't attend primary and secondary school, all of a sudden he gained admission into this Chicago State University? Now, Tinubu has, tried every means to make sure his Chicago University records doesn't get released to the public, to Nigerians. So, my country people, this is, really, really unbelievable. I mean, Tinubu has fiercely opposed. He has fought tooth and nail to make sure his credentials doesn't get released to the public. Now, his recent excuse is that it would, really tarnish his image. The Nigerian bloggers, they are just waiting. Once the Chicago State University releases his records, they would want to tarnish his image. So he doesn't want to, weaken his reputation. He doesn't want to, tarnish his image as the Nigerian president. So he has urged the US court that they should try as much as possible, even if Atiku Abubakar and his lawyers, they are pressing, they shouldn't release his records. So my country people, this is coming from a man that said he bragged so many honors in the Chicago University. He came out with a good degree and all. So why is it that Tinubu wants to hide these, university records from the people? Why? I mean, we have to ask ourselves this question. Aside Atiku Abubakar asking Nigerians to ask Tinubu where is his primary and secondary school, certificate. I mean, people have been asking questions even before now on how Tinubu's academic background, his academic history is really shrouded in misery, a lot of secrets here and there. And now he before this he made this statement. He once told Atiku that Atiku cannot use his Chicago University records to to brag in court or to make an argument in court, because yes, we know that the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, they've closed all cases. They are no longer admitting any evidence whatsoever. So Tinubu used this to boast, towards Atiku. He mocked Atiku, telling him, if you like, you go from Kafanchan, you run from year to year, from pillar to post. It won't help you because the courts, they are just preparing to give judgments. So there's no how this my Chicago State University records or a certificate would be used against me. Why would Tinubu make such a statement if really he's trying to, clear his name? But the more Tinubu is preventing his result or his certificate from being published, the more people are suspecting him, because his moves looks very suspicious. A lot of people will be asking questions. Why is Tinubu hiding? What is he hiding? So my country people, water don pass garri for this matter. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now has urged a US court to conceal his Chicago State University records because his reputation as the Nigerian president is at risk of further being taunted by the Nigerian bloggers. So my country people, Tinubu has firstly opposed an application for order to direct discovery of his Chicago State University credentials, claiming that releasing them is tantamount to arming the Nigerian bloggers with information to discredit and weaken his reputation. And according to Mr. Tinubu, previous records the school released in 2022 to the Nigerian lawyer Mike Eba have been turned into weapons by bloggers to attack his character. So if the purpose of the application is to uncover opposition research or to provide fodder for news for bloggers, then it is not proper, asserted by Mr. Tinubu through his team of lawyers led by Oluwole Afolabi and the Chicago-based Charles? Yes, Charles Carmichael on August 23rd. In response to the application filed by Atiku Abubakar, a major contender in the February 25th presidential election in Nigeria. And we know that the opposition parties, the PDP, they've gone to make their research. They've tried as much as possible to bring out something that would discredit Tinubu at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. We know that they are doing all this so they can get Tinubu down. But Tinubu, now trying to prevent them from doing all this, is looking, really suspicious. Atiku had asked the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois to, subpoena the CSU into releasing Mr. Tinubu's record in order to clarify the glaring inconsistencies in his gender, in his graduation date and age, and so on. But the president is just fighting desperately to block the application. While responding to a previous subpoena in 2022, the Chicago State University had provided Mr. Michael with records that showed a certain Bola Tinubu born March 29, 1954, who attended the school at the same period as Mr. Tinubu claimed in the 1970s was a female. He also recently, talked about his primary and his secondary school education from his records after it was discovered that his primary and secondary school he attended under oath in his 1999 run for Lagos governor doesn't exist anywhere in Nigeria. So Atiku Abubakar believed the requested records should show which early and which high school papers Tinubu submitted to the Chicago State University before he was admitted to even study in the university. So my country people, this is just it. They've said all these proceedings, is just for the public interest. So the people can get to see, the educational backgrounds of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And Atiku Abubakar intends to use his findings from the Chicago State University to strengthen his argument at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal in Nigeria, that Mr. Tinubu's declaration as president by INEC should be nullified based on these demeaning allegations of perjury, narcotics dealing, electoral fraud, and so on and so forth. So my country people, this is it guys. What are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.